Welcome back to Kamen Review, episode number 100 and excuse me. It's hmm. Maybe I got the thing wrong here. Okay, it's episode 128. I would just try to make sure of it. This was discussing episodes 3 through 6 of Kamen Rider Fourze. Well, basically these two are two-parters because the early episode seems like they're two-parters. This one in particular is this. Probably, I think the first arc was mostly two-parters. So, this one basically is all about the Queen's Festival. Who becomes the queen of the female student body. And the character we saw in the first episode, Mew, who has been there as, well, just there first two episodes as just a supporting character, not doing a lot per se. Here, she takes the forefront, not as an antagonist per se, but basically as a supporting character, where the whole thing, the way it's shown here seems like for the Queen Festival, it seems like from the Queen of the school body, it's like the best way to describe it. It's like running for class president, but given all the speeches and all the routines they have to do. Yuki is roped into this by Gen because why not? And we see that apparently that two of the candidates for this particular position are being mysteriously attacked for some reason. Also, we get a bit of fan service this episode. We see Mew and her two sidekicks in bikinis, and shows the fact these three very lovely ladies actually keep in shape. They may not be ripped per se, but they do keep their. And of course, Mew's like, "Oh, I want to keep my figure." So we see that there's one of us that basically is an eater, but she doesn't look like she puts on weight per se. She doesn't look chunky. Not in the slightest. She just likes food. And Mew's given all these presents. And she kind of rejects all of them, given the fact that she describes them as ugly or just terrible handwriting. And this comes bite her in the butt later on. So, yeah, then of course we know that a chameleon monster basically responsible for this. Yes, a chameleon monster, which of course Gen encounters several times in the course of this two-parter, like in a classroom where they're protected by the Scorpino, Zondart. Now we don't reveal who. Now this is one of the higher official ones, but given the fact we're a robe, and eventually had to retreat. So at one point Mew basically gets humiliated, given the fact somebody decided to record her conversation, stuff she said. So everybody turns against her. So she decides to. I think she's probably be rich. So she rents a whole bowling alley to herself. And we see that when she bowls, she wears basically a brace when she bowls. I have tried to bowl one of these things, and it is not comfortable wearing these things. Unless, of course, you break your wrist. There's no real reason why. Because when I stopped wearing it whenever I bowl, because I used to wear it because I thought it would be good for me to wear it, it's only probably good to wear these braces, wear these things, is if basically your wrist actually is hurt. I thought basically helped my wrist. No, it was actually harming my game, so I took it off, and I basically was able to bowl a lot better. Somewhat, anyways. So, and of course, Gen shows up, and he gets hit in the leg, and at one point, it seemed like she's about to basically, when she should be known by basically bowling, where she's about to hit his groin. That would have hurt. Good thing it stops, and then of course the chameleon attacks. By the way, we figure out exactly who's responsible for this. It's the non-eating psychic, which is so obvious the fact that she did this, and also that she was faking being attacked. So she attacks Mao, and again fights her off, and then eventually, of course, she's in the hospital. She's able to get out, and despite the fact she's injured, and tells her to be quiet with basically a stomp of her crutch. And she's looking at her, well, now her former friend, saying, "You attacked me, you're responsible for this, and nothing's going to give my speech." And basically, she ends up winning the election anyways. Yuki basically just never gets a chance to give a speech anyways. And of course, well, the chameleon monster is destroyed via a drill. Not surprising we have a chameleon monster. We have the second monster for Kamen because that is a classic Kamen monster. I mean, the first being Orion one, that one I thought was a bit weird to start with. It basically is big bulky monster, and then we have this one. The next one's a unicorn. Yes, a freaking unicorn. By the way, Mew joins the Kamen Club as the club president because why not? So then, of course, this next one is involving basically the character JK, who has been there somewhat anyway. Does not make a role here. Now he does have a role. And this also debuted with a few different switches here. Like, there's electronic switch, belt and chain. When, of course, Gen uses the electric one, he's afraid of it because things might take it over, but that actually proves to be false, basically, in the next episode. And the monster, well, basically a student named Nata, where he agrees to become a monster because his former friend, basically someone he hates. Is it a offensive rival? No. It's JK. Because of stuff he said and the fact that because apparently JK is a jerk. He just can't stand for himself. And like basically, well, it's a very interesting two-parter. I gotta admit, it's not as crazy as the Queen's Festival stuff. At least it's not due to pure jealousy. This is basically due to the fact the guy JK is a jerk, and the fact he doesn't understand anything. So the whole thing is like our friends, but by the end, basically, Gamma becomes friends with him and the former Nada, and he tells him like, "If you just came here soon, we're gonna be good friends." He's like, "Okay." And it seems like the bear the hatchet right there once, of course, the monster's destroyed. Yep. And, of course, JK becomes a member of the Kamen Club. And he checks the fact it's on the moon. Yep, I think it was in the previous episode, I think it was. I'm trying to think. I think we have this one here. It was the previous one when they debuted the hopping switch in that special training room. So, and then we also see first time Gen's basically in the Fourze suit and he's training on the moon's surface. Which I gotta admit, that was actually a really smart move on his part. For one thing, he's not damaging any equipment. It's perfectly fine. Yeah. And also, the whole thing of him working hard work, that proves that Mew is not a terrible person because she actually works hard for her job. Which, yeah, that's very true. And kind of becomes basically, by the next two parts, becomes basically his cheerleader. Also, it's Yuki, hey, President's orders, take these to Gen immediately. Sure, no problem. And of course, Gen basically is at a party while basically all this stuff is going on. But I'm still really enjoying this series so far. Like, I'm 6 episodes in right now. Before my break, I have 26 left to go, but the whole series, there are 42 left. Awesome. Excuse me. So yeah, that's pretty much it for particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do hit the dislike button. Watching this series basically like shows so much character depth in just a short period of time. Better than I can tell. Okay, so next video is going to be That Time of Crisis Slime. Okay, next video. Bye.